fishing song is different. My fishing song.
You're alive.
Okay, we are live. This one mine or is this one mine?
No, this one. Let's see. Mine's empty.
Oh, yours is empty.
So that's mine.
Well, then this works. Are we getting any signal on the stream? Check it and see. Is it bouncing green? Hello, hello, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, it is bouncing green.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got sound. Is it coming from the mic? Is it coming, or is it coming from the computer though? Take a look and make sure it's on Yeti.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is it on Yeti? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Then that means we are live and things are happening. So welcome to all you guys online. You guys will be online in the future because this is a good thing. And yeah, I guess maybe we need to move that camera a little bit. Looks like we got some of the door blocking just a little bit of it there, huh? That's okay. So tonight is the first night back after the crazy fires and stuff that was happening. And it'll be the last night before we have a new administration in the building. So we're going to see what happens. Hopefully, it'll be a good thing. And of course, it gives us a lot of fodder to write about. So I'm excited about hearing some of those songs, trying to trump each other. Anyway. So I'm going to turn it over to Steve. Oh, before we turn it over to Steve, just remember that every first Wednesday we do have our workshops and seminars. And this one that's coming up, Steve contacted these people, so I'm going to let him talk more about who they are and all that other good stuff there. So Steve, why don't you go ahead and take it and let's get started.
Okay. So tonight we have going to have first up Rocky Rosen and then Frank Tolman. So let's bring up Rocky. Yeah, Danny Felt will be our February guest, and she's also going to bring along a colleague who is a person who is a master of placing songs. He's placed over 1,000 songs in film and TV, so that should be good. I'll get the names, dig out the names for you in a minute. But yeah, that's on February the 5th, a Zoom call. So be up for that. Yes.
How great to be here. And thank you, Steve, and hey, thank both of you very much. Test, test, test. So do I go? So Jimmy was just talking about protest songs that might get written. I grew up in protest songs, and this slipped out of me last week. And I do this song without any irony, without any humor. It's straightforward for what it is. I'm sorry to break. Is it? Oh, it is. I'm sorry. I'm going to do that over. Dark days are coming. Hell, they're almost here. Dark days are coming. In this new year, you can tell your mom. toes. It's beating in my heart. I swear I smell it in my nose. You can tell your kin, tell your friends, dark days are coming. Didn't have to come to this, but it has and I'm pissed. Didn't have to come to this, but it has and I'm pissed. And I'm scared, and I'm sad. Yeah, I'm pissed and I'm scared, and I'm sad. Dark days are coming in just a few days. Dark days are coming, and it's making me crazy. Tell your priest, tell your guru, dark days are coming. Didn't have to come to this, but it has and I'm pissed. Didn't have to come down to him, but it has and I'm pissed. And I'm scared, and I'm sad. Yeah, I'm pissed and I'm scared, and I'm sad. Dark days are coming, there's no place to hide. Dark days are coming, no matter your side. Tell your congressman, tell your senator, tell everyone you meet. Just don't bother telling Donald, he's the reason. Dark days are coming, dark days are coming, dark days are here. All right. Thank you, guys. Sustain is not sustaining very much on this. But now it is. Okay, never mind. I just like to complain. All right. So Jimmy often tells me I write these kind of introspective songs. And here's the very first song I wrote. I showed up at Kulak's in July of 2023. I started playing piano in my 30s, and I had written 2 songs when I first showed up at Kulak's. I've written a few more since then. I write between 1 to 5 songs a week, and it's driving me crazy, but this is my very first song that I can call my very first song. I'm in the middle of a very bad marriage. I've got a daughter who's going through hell, a very dark time. Everything I touch turns to gold. Everything I offer's bought and sold. People think I'm something, I'm not what they think. 'Cause inside I'm just a scared little boy. Appearances are not what they're thought. My stomach's all tied up in knots. I know I look like I've outgrown all of this, but inside I'm still just a scared little boy. I know on the street I'll come off tough. Push me and things are gonna get rough. I'm not someone who'll take any guff. Just don't get, no, that's right, just don't get too, okay, just don't get too near, yeah. Please don't scratch the veneer. Well, I thought I'd be better by now. All my issues resolved somehow. But my mind keeps racing and I can't get it to stop. 'Cause inside, I'm still a scared little boy. But can we say that about all of us inside? Are we still kids in awe? Yeah, I'm just a scared little boy. Thank you. That's okay. You can clap harder if you want to. So Jimmy often says, you know, my songs are dark stuff. So I've written a couple of lighthearted songs. One I'm going to spare not doing again tonight. Do you guys like a good cover song? I mean, a really good cover song? How about the best cover song you've ever heard covered? You ready for that? Okay. Name of this song is the greatest covered song ever covered by anybody ever covered. It's been a hard days. So I grew up I was born in '52, and I grew up I had three older siblings. So music was always in the house, and I'm always hearing the rock and roll from the '50s and the '60s, which are the music that influenced, not my playing, but influenced my life. So, and my playing, I guess. So here we go. It's been a hard day's night, and a hard rain is gonna fall. So let's do the twist in my blue suede shoes. There's a whole lot of shaking going on over there at Blueberry Hill. Peggy Sue will be there singing the summertime blues. So roll over, Beethoven, 'cause I feel good. Good golly, Miss Molly, great balls of fire, great balls of fire. Do you believe in magic, like love potion number 9? 'Cause I'm a believer, I wanna hold your hand, yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause I heard it through the grapevine. Tonight's the night when a man loves a woman, Mrs. Robinson, coo-coo-coo-choo. So come go with me and love me tender. Stand by me, don't be cruel. Hey, hey, Paula, fix your chantilly lace. You give me fever, you really got me. Put your head on my shoulder, pretty woman. It's a ring of fire, bebop-a-loo. So roll over, Beethoven, 'cause I feel good. Good golly, Miss Molly, great balls of fire, great balls of fire, great balls of fire, great balls of fire. So wake up, little Susie, here comes the sun. That's a good spot to stop. Thank you, Jimmy, and thank you for this opportunity, guys.
Let's hear it for Rocky Rosen. Okay. Okay, so next up we have Frank Tolman, and then myself and I'm sorry.
Daniel just came.
Yes, hi Daniel.
We're just here to watch.
Yeah, he said he was going to play.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, you got to play, man. You got to play.
Don't play any instruments or anything.
It's all right.
You can do a spoken word or something, you know. Okay. All right, let's hear it for Frank here.
Volume up.
I got it from Jimmy. He gave me a good deal. I couldn't resist.
Is that all the way up? Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can hear it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I've
like-
got it all the way up here. So I'm just gonna wonder. Should be a lot louder than that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess that's it works. All right. Okay.
All right. Good. All right. Pretty chilly, but I'm doing some finger picking. Very brave of me. Anyway, 3 songs I believe. So I'll try 2 and see how the third one goes. If I decide to do it. All right. This first one is mine. These are the days we'll never let go. Written by his hand on a stone. Looking to partake, to get back in the game. Looking to see written your name. Why no life has treated you unkind? To tend to your side and to leave it behind. Longing to find its way back home. It's in us. Love surrenders. In summer's home, I found where 2 golden rings will in your hair. Written in the sandlot on this day, damsel wearing my 48. Why no life has treated you unkind? To into your side and to leave it behind, longing to find its way back home. It's in us, love surrenders. These are the days we'll never let go, to keep the promise more than we've hoped, longing to find its way back home. It's in us, love surrenders. Thank you. The second one is also an original. It's the newer one. I don't know the words completely, so I'm gonna lab lib like probably like the second verse. Let's see how that goes. Jack was arrested and taken to the station, booked him and to gain a new confession. While their bodies fell into succession of his wife and child. In the place up on the hill, where the grass grows and the water's still, till you can see them running back inside. Well, that's when Jack laid down the attack. You can see them running back to the side. Well, that's when Jack laid down his axe. when the walls were built of the cemetery. The silence of their yells are never satisfied. When each one buries the hand, well, it's a hard thing to have. Like a busy platform on a train, collapsing like statues on a duty grave. When each hand carries the pure burden, well, that's when Jack laid down the attack. Said her voices coming from down the corridors. Well, that's when Jack laid down his axe. Thank you. I'll do one more. Yeah, might as well. Because you guys clapped, so I'll do one more. It's been a long time. I mean, yeah, it's been a while since I played this other song. This song reminds me a lot of, it's like a song that it's always been there. So I'll just go at it. And I saw the person who kind of played the song a while back. So let's try it out. So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies of pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hard ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold cover for change? And did you exchange your walk-on part in the war for a lead role in a cage? How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in the fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. Where have we found the same old fears? Wish you were here. Thank you. That was Led Zeppelin. That was Pink Floyd.
Well, that's cool. All right, Frank Tallman, everybody. And now we've got, hey, all right, thank you. Dave Morrison's in the house. He'll be after Steve, so let him warm up a little bit.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Sure. So Steve's our webmaster here, and also just to let you guys know, I've made an executive decision to go ahead and put the tip jar into the Urban Homestead because they really need stuff. You know, one of the things that people don't remember or think about is that the Urban Homestead is a farm, and they sell farm fresh produce to the local community because that's where people need farm fresh produce. Well, unfortunately, there is no more local community. It all burned up. So as a result, they're going to be having a little bit of a tougher time, you know, surviving for a while. I'm sure they'll be able to, you know, turn and make a difference. So that should be okay. And they also did a little drive there. That's what all those cans and stuff are back there. So if you or somebody that you know needs some stuff, any stuff that they said you can go ahead and take that and either pass it along, or if you need it, you know, have it for yourself. And then of course I brought some snacks and stuff. You're welcome to take that stuff too. And then Dave showed me his CD here, and he's got CDs for sale, and that helps him out because he lost everything. Just like the title of his. Oh, well, thank you so much, man. Yeah. Wow, that's great. All right, yeah. But, you know, ironically, the title of his CD is Nothing Left to Lose. And we thank you for being here, Dave, especially because he's another one who lost his home during the fire. So thank you for being here, man. We really appreciate that.
Have mercy.
Yeah.
We're with you.
All right, man. So let's go ahead and hear. We got 3 songs tonight, man. So Go ahead, Steve.
Thank you, Jimmy. Yes, for those of you who don't know, my name is Stephen GC, G's and Garage C's and Charlie, and play a couple tunes here. Okay, let's see. Start with this one. This is kind of a love song, if you will. It's one of those songs where even though you've been with somebody, you haven't really been with them, or you know what I mean. You don't really know them, so you're kind of wishing for the best in the future. This is called Art Creating Art. Thinks I am sleeping, but out of the corner of my eye I see her reflection. She stands naked, brush in hand before a canvas. She's painting something that I can't see. She's art, creating art. She stands like a ballerina. Her body should be carved in marble and placed next to David in Florence. She's art, creating art. Art, art, art. How did I get here? Her solo dancer spirit free upon a high porch. My curious eyes are finger pointed to come in. Her light green dress fell to the floor. She's art, creating art. She stands like a ballerina. Her body should be carved in marble and placed next to David in Florence. She's art, creating art. Art, 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 art. Her beauty of her soul flows through her paintings, a master's touch against soft cello music. I'm feeling very mortal lying near her. Will she see me again? She's art, creating art. She stands like a ballerina. Her body should be carved in marble and placed next to David in Florence. She's art, creating art. Art, art, art. Thank you. So, okay, so this next one goes back to when I first moved to LA, and I was out on Venice Pier, and it was about 60 degrees, kind of like now, you know, in the winter, and there were snow-capped peaks in the distance, and I thought, wait a minute, I'm standing in 60-degree weather looking at snow-capped peaks. I've got to stay here, you know. So, this is called Always Be Young on Venice Beach. Even in a wetsuit, her shape looks nice. She smiles from a surfboard with a touch of spice. This runaway girl rides the wave. Her small town roots in the grave. It's morning in Venice. always be young on Venice Beach. Those demons of time don't come here. They just drift away on the sand. They can't stay. I'll always be young. I'll always be young on Venice Beach. I'll always be young. An Indian lady with a smile so elegant chats on the pier with her English gent. Pelicans dive for a meal. Skateboarders whisk by to steal a morning in Venice. I'll always be young on Venice Beach. Those demons of time don't come here. They just drift away on the sand. They can't stay. I'll always be young. I'll always be young on Venice Beach. I'll always be young. Tattooed girl, high heels, short skirt. Her boyfriend complains she's a flirt at the Muscle Beach for workouts. It's morning in Venice. I'll always be young on Venice Beach. Those demons of time don't come here. They just drift away on sand. They can't stay. I'll always be young. I'll always be young on Venice Beach. I'll always be young. I'll always be young. I'll always be young on Venice Beach. I'll always be young. Thank you. So this last one is written from that point in your life where you're young and you're going out with lots of people and you're trying to figure out who's who in the zoo, and we haven't come to wisdom yet, which is nobody has everything, you know? So it's a song about that point in life. This is called Two Picks. No one seems to have all things. It's a beam of light that wakes me in the morning. I'm not quite sure that this is now my home, 'cause I come here searching for things I didn't find before, with another who lies sleeping near a silent phone. No one seems to have all things that ideal lovers bring. Is my new love the one, or just one of many to come? There's a special feeling when my eyes meet with hers, and I thought that I'd never feel this way again. And she's come here searching for the things she didn't find before, with the lovers who have parted for no reason. No one seems to have all things that ideal lovers bring. Is my new love the one, or just one of many to come? There's a lover for my heart, and there's a lover for my mind, and there's a lover for my eyes, out on the street not far behind. Tried to make them three, I tried to make them two, I tried to make them one, but I'm still looking all the time. Is she real or just an artificial vision I won't find? No one seems to have all things that ideal lovers bring. Is my new love the one, or just one of many to come? Thank you. Okay, next up we have Dave Morrison. And, okay, unplug time. Just a reminder, we do have our tip jar over here to help keep the lights on, so to speak. So, all donations accepted. Let's bring up Dave.
Yeah, no, you sure you don't want to play, man?
No, I don't play anything.
It's all right. You're welcome to do whatever you want. If you got tracks, we can do tracks too.
I might sit down. Is that cool? Thank you, Jimmy. Testing, testing. I don't know about you guys, but the last week seems about 3.5 months long. It's just crazy. I'm thinking about some things that happened this past week. I'm gonna have to tune this. I really haven't picked up a guitar all week. I find myself in a house with at least 2 women and oftentimes 3, and they're all going this way and that, doing a million things. And I'm sleeping on the couch in the middle of everything. Jimmy was talking about that album and that song on there he posted the other day. It's called Nothing Left to Lose, and 13 years ago, I was living in Altadena in a little cottage, and this is an unbelievable story, I gotta tell you. And I'd been there for 10 years, almost exactly, and it had been the cottages, there were 8 of them, on Maiden Lane. They had been taken over by a corporate entity who was trying to get all the old tenants out of there, people like me, because they wanted to polish the hardwood floors and put a few fake moves into the thing, and therefore be able to raise the rent by about $400 a month. And I was standing in their way, so things started getting really, really funky around there. And I went down swinging with the new landlords, and I got technically evicted, which hadn't happened to me in a good long time. As a grown-up, surely never had happened to me before. But oh my gosh, this thing doesn't look like it even wants to be in tune even a little bit. Oh, I know what the problem is. It's not in chromatic. Hang on a sec. I can tune usually while I talk. Here we go. But anyway, what I did was, I had a little bit of money and I went out and I bought a vintage motorhome, a Holiday Rambler from 1992. It's one of the 2 famous motorhome brands that's made entirely out of aircraft aluminum, the other being Airstream, right? Or at least covered entirely by it. Only the Holiday Rambler is sort of infinitely less attractive, so you could get them a little cheaper. So I bought that thing for $10,000, and I moved to a horse property owned by a friend of mine up in Thousand Oaks, where I stayed for 3 years. And then
that situation devolved, and I had to get out of there. This house was going to be sold, and so I got out of there and ended up back in Altadena with a total stranger a guy named Steve Kreitzler. I put the word out on Facebook that I was looking for a place to move to, and that Altadena wouldn't be bad. I liked it there, had people there. And so a friend of mine named Halela Nussenau, who you may know from Alexia's good friend, she said, I got a friend named Steve Kreitzler, and he says he's got a place where you could park the thing and live as long as you want. So Steve and I got together at this little house, and I was coming up the street, and I was going, boy, this address looks awfully familiar, and it was just around the corner. Here are the cottages, and there's 2 more houses in the corner, a couple more houses, and a long driveway. And where Steve's little house was directly across a chain link fence from the parking lot of my former cottage. I could actually look out my back door and see that little white house and wonder, gee, I wonder if I could rent that sometime. If only I knew who owned it. So I ended up living on that property with my motorhome facing so that I could stand at my front door and look directly. I could literally have thrown, with an easy toss, a stone and rattled it off the back porch that appears on my first album. You know, it's me walking down the steps. So I was back in Altadena in my old neighborhood, with the coffee gallery nearby and all kinds of people I knew around, and I was home. And that was exactly 10 years ago. So, I mean, almost precisely that it was the first day of January of 2015. And so on this January, on the 7th, I was hanging out there having dinner with my friends next door. They've become very dear, close friends of mine, and that wind started blowing, and it was blowing. And all of a sudden, all of our cell phones are going off every 10 minutes, telling us, prepare to evacuate. And then they were saying, evacuate, evacuate, get the hell out of there. So I went out there, and the first thing I grabbed was this, and I grabbed a bunch of other things that I could, most of which are still inside my van outdoor on the curb. And we hauled their asses out of there, thinking it's never come down in the neighborhoods before. It'll go by, and we'll have a story, a funny story to tell about how we evacuated in a panic. And all of those 8 cottages on the other side of the fence caught fire, and that 100-mile-an-hour wind blew it right through the fence and right into the front end of my 1992 Holiday Rambler motorhome, and melted that motherfucker like it wasn't even there. And all of my tool sheds full of all my power tools and all of my chairs, we put on shows, and I've got 50 some odd chairs. They are melted away to nothing. And 5 bicycles that you can barely tell what color they used to be. They belonged to my brother who passed away, and my father. And it's a little bit shocking, So, the confluence of events, and this song I'm about to play, I wrote this song when I was being evicted, when I was loading stuff up. And I decided, you know what? I've got permission to go off and live in the story now. I don't have to stay here, and I don't have to be any particular place. And so now we'll see what this current status brings. But this is called Nothing Left to Lose, and it was the first time in my life that I had sort of nowhere to go. I did move to that horse property, but I had that feeling of what it must be like to be homeless. And so I wrote this. I had the wrong pick. I'm sorry. That was very unprofessional of me. Where did my picks go? I guess I'm stuck with this one. Is it a Fender? Yeah, I think a Fender medium would do it. Thank you. All right, let me get this thing to wed itself to my hand. I woke up this morning with a hole in my heart, shaped a lot like you. My brittle spirit broke apart, and light came pouring through. I know you gave me a treasure, it was more than I could use. Hey ho, away I go, I got nothing left to lose. Now the frost is crunching beneath my heels, the trees are like skeleton hands. The sky is hard as plated steel, and winter's on the land. Yeah, but somewhere a sun is painting gold across the roofs. Hey ho, away I go, I got nothing left to lose. Here's to the horn in the attic, the bell ain't never been rung. The poet punching some dead-end clock to die with her song unsung. Here's to the sway-backed houses, to the bramble and the rust. Somewhere there's a home for all of us. Well, I rang a stop sign like a gong with my big old clumsy head. I laughed to see the droplets fall, amazed that I still bleed red. After 30 years hard labor in a tank car full of booze. Hey ho, away I go, I got nothing left to lose. Here's to the old jalopy, the records nobody plays. The girls don't think they're beautiful and turn themselves away. Here's to the windows glowing in the fading light of dusk. Somewhere there's a home for all of us. Well, I sharpened my pencil on the sidewalk. I sharpened my pencil on the sidewalk. Hang on a second, this thing's falling off my leg. I'm going, oh, don't go, guitar. I sharpened my pencil on the sidewalk. Thought up a couple words. I wrote them down on a bag I found and dreamed a couple chords. And a melody came winging, too natural to refuse. Hey ho, away I go. Hey ho, away I go. Hey ho, away I go. I got nothing left to lose. When I used to play sitting down, I almost always stand up. It's been one of those weeks, for Christ's sake. I think this is a little hot. So, let me think what else there is. I have ended up sort of under the patronage of my very good friend Alexia Salvatierra. You may have been to one of our shows. I don't know. We do shows together. And so, of course, she has no choice but to take me in. But a couple of days after the thing happened, she said, we got to make you a GoFundMe. And I had gone up to the site the following morning, to find the shocking information that was going on there. All the neighbors' houses flattened, except for a couple. And it was shocking, and I just walked around, sort of narrating a little bit of video. It was almost dusk, so it was very dark video. And so she said, well, give me that video. We'll put it up on YouTube. We'll link it to the GoFundMe page. So I did that. I brightened it up a little bit in my editor and put it up there. And we put the GoFundMe out there. We were asking for $10,000 because that's precisely what I bought the motorhome for. That was no longer, that had just been dissolved into nothing. And I thought, well, maybe we can replace it with one. They're probably not worth any more now than they were then. So I figured I'd do that. And just this evening, that GoFundMe has raised more than $20,000. And so this afternoon we went out looking for trailers. We're going to try to put something on there and maybe upgrade a little bit, maybe get something that was actually made this century. But and it's just been very heartwarming, people reaching out to me and saying, hey man, if you lost any guitars, take your pick of mine. Kind of sounds like a Jimmy Yamagishi kind of move, doesn't it? Or a guy named Bob Yost says, who is himself lying in a hospital bed, he's struggling for his life. He texted me and he said, hey man, my wife has been mad at me for having too many tools for a long time. We'll get together when I get out of here, and you just take whatever you want, it's yours. And just this kind of stuff's been pouring in. And I had written this song years ago. It's called Times Like These, and sometimes people hear this song and they think I'm addressing God, or they think that I'm addressing a wife or a lover or whatever, but really I wrote it for my friends, because and you'll see. So it's times like these, and I thought those were particularly trying times, and it's always been times like these, hasn't it, ever since I wrote this damn song. It's never been inappropriate. So the old man said, son, you got to remember, a human can float on the sea. If you just stop hanging on to the bottom, you would rise up naturally. So I let go, it nearly killed me to do it, but I'll be damned, it's true. And though I'm still a couple leagues from the surface, I see that sun is shining through. I see that sun is shining through. Sometimes I can't feel the ground beneath my feet in times like these. Can't feel what the future is holding, but I feel you holding me. I feel you holding me. Took a trip, took a fall, took a long time to notice we all trip and fall. Yeah, but somehow we drag ourselves back to our feet and walk on, and failing that, we crawl. And maybe it's the failures, even more than the successes. Maybe it's these scars that mark our skins, yeah. Maybe it's this that can reconcile the differences and finally prove us kin. Sometimes I can't feel the ground beneath my feet in times like these. I can't feel what the future is holding, but I feel you holding me. I feel you holding La-da-da-da. This is where Greg plays a mandolin solo. So hear that in your head if you'd be so kind. Greg's my longtime sideman. He called to tell me I don't have to worry about PA gear, he's got me. Ah, look at those clouds drawing back from each other. I believe it's gonna be an early spring. And there's little green buds all over the tree out back, and the sap of life is in everything. Yeah, look at these kids, man, they're getting so big, but you and me, we're still reasonably young. Oh yeah. Whoever thought I'd be this close to the finish line and feeling like I'd just begun. When I can't feel the ground beneath my feet in times like these, close my eyes and I let myself go, and I feel you holding me. I feel you holding me. La la da 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 da, la da da da. I'm just capoing all over the place tonight. I don't know why I'm doing these particular songs, but maybe because I'm challenging my guitar to stay in a semblance of tune, even as the weather plunges. I pretty regularly play down at Palisades Park, right on the edge of Pacific Palisades. And I think I'm going to go down there with my good friend Paula Fong on Saturday and set up and just play for whoever comes by in case they need a little boost. This dang thing. It's unbelievable what has happened here. I feel like we're getting an eviction notice from Mother Earth lately. As a person who's had an eviction notice, and both kind, both on paper and in flame. So but it makes you think about the things that mean the most, you know. I said, honey, what matters most to you? For me it's honesty, and that's the truth. She said loyalty to kith and kin, but she threw me away before that kicked in. I moved mountains to make her stay, turned the tide to stop her drifting away. Oh, I called down the heavens above, but you can't change hearts and you can't make love. And with the edge of a knife, you will carve out your life. We can't live for a ghost or the things that mean the most. Now time's on my tail and there's nowhere to run. Feels like everything is coming undone. Everything you say will get you into a fight. It's almost impossible to know what's right. Yeah, but the women are bringing out food for us all. There's a band on a stage in an old stone hall. Everybody's calling out the words to the songs. Every goddamn one of us knows we belong. And when I stand at the door, and when they tally up my score, I was here at my post for the things that mean the most. And when we all get all we wanted, and when we all we want it. I completely forgot the song. And when we all get all we want it. I can't. Sorry. I can't remember my own damn song. I am that traumatized that a song that I know inside out, I can't remember where it goes. I guess I got to do another song. You better give up and go out on a failed note. Okay, let me just do it a cappella. And when we all get all we wanted, what will we do with all this stuff? We go sailing right past plenty, and we drive ourselves for more, and there never is enough. 2, 3, it's black as a candle out over the rise. Lightning is blowing cracks in the sky. Up the canyon the thunder comes, big and urgent like talking drums. You say this could be the great rebirth, I say this could be our last night on earth. And as the rain blows sideways through your hair, you say, either way babe, they're gonna know we were there. Now will we drown in the flood, or will we crawl in the mud, or will we rise up in boats with the things that mean the most? Or will we crawl in the mud, or will we drown in the flood, or will we rise up in boats with the things that mean the most? We made it. Na 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 na. Thank you. I'm going to have a talk with my hands later, wondering, we trust you for muscle memory. It's not like we read the chord chart before we go on stage. We trust you hands to do what the thing you know how to do.
Absolutely right about that muscle memory thing. Let's hear it for Dave Morrison. All right.
Thank you. By the way, your songs are great, man.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, yes. The pick. Thank you, sir. Next up, we have the Guitar Yoda himself, Jimmy Yamagishi. All right. The grand man. Yes.
I think the pad button is stuck under it. You gotta crank number 2 all the way up.
Okay.
By the way, you two guys, thank you for doing this.
We like it. It's needed, because that's fine. It's kind of like the tree falling in the forest thing, right? Tree falls in the forest, who the hell cares? Anyway, no, really, if
He falls in the forest, the next day Jimmy's there with a hatchet, turning it into
the guitar, exactly. Yeah. No, but really, we need to be able to share what we do, and the music that we share is something that's very special, because really we don't have this stuff out on the airwaves all over the place. Some of it's online, but if nobody knows what's going on online, we don't realize what's happening. One of my friends was telling me, she's also up in Altadena, and she's one of the few homes that actually survived. So she's staying there, and because she's kind of like a survivalist sort of a person, she's got one of these big, huge generators, and switched to reverse the power, so she was able to plug the generator in her house, and she's got power. No one else does. And she collects rainwater, so she's got water. No one else does. And she's got internet and everything else. But
Could you work out an introduction between them?
yes, absolutely, yeah.
I'm outdoors here.
Yeah. So anyway, she was saying that she was sitting there at her house, and then one of her neighbors walked by and says, "Hey, Vanna, just let you know what happened. Somebody dropped off a whole bunch of food at the end of the block, but nobody knows because nobody's got internet and nobody's got phones. So they have no idea that there's food at the end of the block." So she got in her big old RV and went down there and got like 100 pizzas and
Not only did her house survive, but her RV survived.
yeah.
I hate her.
Yeah, so she's got all this stuff, and she got like 100 pizzas and burgers and all kinds of stuff that they were going to throw away because they were sitting there and nobody knew that it was there. And then she cruised slowly down a couple of streets where there were still some homes that she knew were there, and she said, "Hey, you got no way to cook? Well, have a pizza." And just handing out all this food. Yeah, and it's incredible. And I was up here the other day, and I was seeing all these disaster relief centers. There's people that are lined up, right, to volunteer, and other places there's people lined up to pick up stuff. But there's other relief centers at churches that nobody knows about. Nobody's there. The volunteers are all waiting for somebody to, and they said, "We want to give this stuff away, like the stuff back here." The farm here actually had a giveaway thing, and nobody came. So that's why that's all there, and you guys are welcome. You're welcome to take some stuff to you.
Everybody in Pasadena has cleaned out their closets.
Exactly, yeah.
Piles of clothing.
That's what's so funny. They're saying, yeah, please don't bring clothes. Let's see if I can remember my own songs too, because I haven't been able to play. Yeah. Okay, I think I got it. Well, it's a beautiful day outside, but my head's stuck in a fog. The patio at Starbucks is jumping while the neighbors walk their dogs. Laker fans complain about yesterday's score. Some chick yells at her boyfriend as she's slamming the door. And the sun is shining and the world is okay, but everyone is unaware that this is the last day. An asteroid will hit the Earth sometime this afternoon, and the big one's gonna hit and split the Earth in two. I'm from my words. Yeah. But the sun is shining and the world is okay, and everyone is unaware that this is the last day. Oh well. Anyway, that's kind of how that one goes. I can't remember all of it. That's almost as bad as that other song. It's she pulls out a knife. She'd glisten in the sun. There are stains on the handle from the things she has done. She raises the blade, and with one final breath, she plunges it deep in the wet, red flesh. Oh, watermelon in the summertime. Oh, watermelon with a friend of mine. So sweet, so sweet, so sweet, down to the Rhine. Yeah, it's a murder ballad, but you know, you murdered a watermelon. Well, anyway, I always close with this song because it's kind of a benediction. And I thank you guys all for being here. And, you know, we do this every third Wednesday. You know, you're always welcome. And sometimes we have snacks, sometimes we don't, just depends. But it's always a really wonderful place. And again, this is one of those things where you're going to hear music that you won't hear anywhere else because you don't know about it, right? And you're welcome to play anytime, man. And I'm thankful. I'm so blessed by you guys being here. And I know that we all have things to be thankful for. Looking back to see the roads I've traveled, took some detours just to come this far. Sometimes took the road that looked so easy, always wound up being just as hard. Sometimes watched with envy as my friends found great success. Always got reminded it don't mean happiness. Count your blessings, and in time, count your blessings you will find. Count your blessings and you'll see you are right where you should be. Count your blessings, and in time, count your blessings you will find. Count your blessings and you'll see you are right where you should be. Can't sleep 'cause I'm thinking about the future. Things that I can see but still can't hold. Dreams I locked away until tomorrow that somehow lost their sparkle long ago. Then I get reminded dreams are never lost. Sometimes they become a gift for blessing someone else. Count your blessings, and in time, count your blessings you will find. Count your blessings and you'll see you are right where you should be. Count your blessings, and in time, count your blessings you will find. Count your blessings and you'll see you are right where you should be. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody on YouTube and all that, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And remember,
Good
we
night.
have our first, yes, we are online, and our first Wednesday guest again is
Danny Felt. Yes.
Danny Fell,
And,
and she's a music placement person, right?
She and her friend, she's like a manager and also a promoter and doing films and quite a lot of things. So, yes, should be very interesting.
So
Yeah.
make sure that you check that out.
Yeah.
That's February 5th.
Right.
Yeah, that'll be online on Zoom.
Yeah.
And just email Steve, showcase, SongNet Showcase at gmail.com to get that link, and it'll be a really good one.
And it'll be on our website.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's all free, so thank you.
All right. Thank you now.
No, we're good. I think, it's just got to wrap the chords and get everything. It's all good.